How is everybody doing? So, got a little story going on. So, what it is? Which human emotion are you? Um, I suppose all of them because human. Take the quiz. What is this? What is that emotion? What is what is this? What is yellow? What is it? I'm guessing the blue is sadness. The green is money. Yellow, happy, I guess. This is constipated. This one taking a shit out. I don't know. I don't know what these are. Medically reviewed by Rachel Goldman, PhD, FTOS. You know what I mean? Emotions are a critical component of our daily lives and can often define the human experience. I suppose. Take this free quiz to help you determine which emotion drives the way you experience the world and express your feelings. I'm good on that. Who is this test for? I have no idea. This test is for anyone who is curious about which emotion is more dominant in the way you experience things or express yourself. Most of the time, I don't feel any certain emotion. I don't lack emotion, and just, most of life is just kind of monotonous. It's nothing to be passionate about. About this human emotion test. The test is designed to help you find out which of the 4 basic types of human emotions drives you. The 4. Although emotions and the way we experience them can shift, the test is not meant to be a measure of your current mood. Its response corresponds to one of the 4 main emotions. What do you know about human emotions? Feelings. Emotions shape how we feel, perceive events, make choices, and mingle with others. Over the years, researchers and psychologists have debated the definition of emotions and the number of emotional states that exist. In the 1970s, a psychologist named Paul Ekman said there were 6 basic emotions all humans experience. So he said 6, you're saying 4. He named these as happiness, sadness, disgust. How often do you feel disgust? Fear, surprise, and anger. I mean, fear, surprise, like that. Like surprise is a derivative of fear, isn't it? What? And anger. Psychologist and Professor Robert Plutchik, created the wheel of emotions, also called a feelings wheel. Feelings. His theory was that basic emotions could be built on to describe more complex emotions and mixed. Oh my God, Alexa just went off. Shut up, Alexa. God damn it. I don't know what just happened. I don't know why Alexa just. The wheel has basic emotions and several others that branch out and even combine to create new emotions. For example, disgust combined with anger equals contempt. Okay? Blah, blah, blah. In 2019, a study published in Frontiers in Psychology identified 4 basic emotions. Research also discussed deeper layers of emotions where basic emotions can branch out. All right. Feelings doing all kinds of stuff, huh? The 4 main types of basic human emotions include happiness, sadness, fear, and anger. Yeah. You can think of them as a foundation for the range of emotional states we experience. Plutchik's wheel of emotions include these, with several others branching off from them. Happiness is the most pleasant of the 4 basic emotions. I don't know about that. Most pleasant. Any sort of extreme emotion, I don't think is really that pleasant. I mean, sure, everyone enjoys happiness, but people also enjoy to be high. It's not necessarily a good thing. Is most pleasant of 4 basic emotions and the one we most often hope to experience. It's associated with joy and well-being. Even though it's considered a basic emotion, happiness can be more complex. Happiness for one person can be completely different for another person. No, it could just be different things make different people happy. That doesn't mean the happiness is different. The feeling could be exactly the same, just the circumstance change. Sometimes we think certain things or circumstances will lead to happiness, but we end up being wrong. Okay? But we end up being wrong. I don't know about that. I think people associate getting rid of their problems with being happy, which is not the same. You end up being wrong because you had a problem, or you had something that you didn't like, and you tried to fix that, and then you thought that would make you happy. But no, it just brought you back to basic. Some research suggests happiness is linked to better health and potentially even living longer. However, expressing only happiness without the other emotions might indicate a denial of other feelings or issues. I don't think happiness is going to make people live longer. I don't think so at all. Any sort of extreme emotions like happiness, I think it's just going to produce a lot of chemicals, and it's probably going to shorten your life. Your brain is all chemically charged up. Sadness can be experienced as a temporary state that ranges in intensity, or it can be ongoing. So a lot of sad people that live a long life. For example, sadness that doesn't go away is one of the two main symptoms of a major depressive episode. It's associated with grief, feeling of hopelessness, or disinterest. The way we experience sadness and how we express it depends on the person and the cause of sadness. Sadness brought on by a sudden action or event might be expressed through crying, while long-term sadness might be expressed through symptoms connected to depression. Coping with sadness might lead to behaviors like substance use and withdrawing from other people. Yeah. Happiness can lead to substance use. Fear. Fear is an emotion that developed in humans for survival, and it can lead to seeing a therapist, and that which is just as good as doing drugs, because it costs money and it doesn't fix anything. It's an intense emotion brought on by a perceived threat. Fear is what triggers our fight or flight response, which tells us to take action and get away from danger. Something that would have been especially helpful to our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Your body might physically react to fear with tense muscles, a raised heart rate, and racing thoughts. In modern world, fear is often associated with anxiety, although fear is defined as an emotional response to an immediate threat, and anxiety is considered a response to perceived threat in the future. Well, fear is not necessarily negative. I mean, people jump out of planes or go on freaking, rides at Disney World or freaking, what's that thing where you stand in the dark and people jump out at you, the haunted house experience thing? Like, fear can also be thrilling for some people. Anger is an intense emotion. They're all intense emotion. Anger is an intense emotion associated with hostility, rage, and frustration. The cause of anger could be an injury, either real or imagined, or believing an injustice has occurred. Yes. This powerful emotion can be expressed as aggressive behavior intended to cause harm, but that's not always the case. Anger can also be a constructive force to help us remove something unpleasant or harmful from our lives. However, anger that is intense or hatred hard to control can negatively impact life and relationship with potential harm to others. Or it could just be the whole depression thing, and then now you're angry at the world. It could just be a combination of emotions. Or it could be another emotion that triggers anger. Like happiness, research has found anger has impacted our health. Yeah. What if you're happy and then someone did something that ruins your happiness and now you're angry? It's thought to be linked to developing chronic conditions such as heart disease and diabetes. I think anger is very helpful, a very helpful emotion. Like you said right there, it can be a response to injury. Anger is a great way to deal with pain. You're in pain, get angry. Or it's a great way to also motivate yourself. Maybe you want to go on a diet and you failed before many times, or you have to go to the gym and you don't really want to, or you're tired and you don't really want to do any of that. Work yourself up to get angry. Anger can be very motivating. If you use it the right way, anger can actually be very beneficial in your life. But that's the thing, you got to get used to using anger and not have it use you. You control your anger, you can use it as a tool. I mean, you can't really do that with any of the other emotions. Happiness is just like a whimsical shit that happens and you can't really predict it sufficiently. And then you got sadness. You can't really do much with that except get rid of it. And what's the other one? Fear. And fear is now a thrill-seeking thing because there's barely anything in real life that really gives people fear, or you watch a horror movie or something. But anger is the most useful one, I think, as far as using it for your own benefit. It says anger can impact your health. Not if you're using it. If you're using it to benefit yourself, it can lead to happiness if you use it correctly. But that's just me. I think anger is the most useful one there because it's the easiest one to control because you already know what pisses you off. You already know what you don't like, and you can work yourself up to it. As far as triggering sadness, you can trigger yourself to cry, I guess, but by thinking of sad things, but that's not very useful. You know, can you trigger happiness? Not unless you delude yourself. But anger is the shit, right? Until next time.